Hello, folks. In this interesting conversation today, I have with me Divya Sathyan, Director, Human Resources India APAC from Genesys, and I'm your host Sukriti. And with yet another conversation that brings in some insightful elements for for all of you, I would like to introduce Divya. Divya, why don't you just go and tell us about yourself first, and then we'll go ahead and shoot the questions.
Hi, Sukriti. This is Divya Sathyan here. I lead HR for Genesys India. It's been a roller coaster and a 5 rewarding years at Genesys India, and I'm loving my job. So glad to meet you in this forum, Sukriti. An absolute pleasure to have an interaction with you.
Divya, it's indeed a pleasure for me as well as all the audience, who'll be watching us. We have a developer community of 4.5 million developers with us, and they're going to, enjoy your insights that you're going to share. Because being a person of the HR fraternity, I think you're the right person to tell us at the very beginning of the year that what one should look at in terms of 2023 and the skills, the kind of market that's going to be. So I'm all excited to ask these questions to you today. Let's start, to begin with, help me understand that what the future of work at tech companies look like in this year and maybe going forward.
Absolutely a fabulous question to start with. And I want to tell you that 2023 is going to be a very challenging year. And I want to tell you that employees are looking at flexibility, career progression, and a lot of initiatives around learning and development. With the pandemic, I think many organizations have started to embrace, long-term work from home options. And we can also see that, the taboo against work from home has sort of faded and it's become the new norm, right? And at Genesys, we are rewarding a lot of flexibility to our employees. We're supporting employees with flexibility and work from home options. Employees are looking at flexibility, employees are looking at learning and development options, employees are looking at career progression in 2023. Flexibility, I think the pandemic has ensured that the work from home options are here to stay, and it's the new norm. At Genesys India, we have wonderful flexibility in terms of work from home options. Learning and development, I think reskilling is taking the forerunner in terms of employee requirements and expectations. And we are doing our best to ensure that employees are reskilled and cross-skilled and are future ready. Career progression, we foster a talent framework which supports employees' aspirations. At Genesys, employees own their destiny within their organization. They're empowered to choose the career that best suits them. And we are very supportive and employee-centric with all our HR initiatives. And that makes us a great places to work organization, not once or twice, Sukriti, but 5 times in a row. We are really gung-ho about it, and we are entering the 7th time now. I'm so glad to share that Genesys India is a great places to work organization, not once or twice, but 6 times in a row. And we are taking up the Great Places to Work survey with great confidence for the 7th time going forward this year.
So I think, a lot of elements have already been shared, but when we look at the market today, Divya, there are terms like the great resignation, employee retention, and the market dipping down every day that in fact, the leadership team have been talking about across organizations and domains. I would like to, emphasize on the fact that organizations and the leadership team have also been concerned about retaining employee and upskilling, of course, when you look at them. You tell us that how employee retention has become the biggest challenge that we're speaking of for companies, and how can they overcome it, generically speaking?
Sure. I think retention is one of the challenges many organizations are facing. And Sukriti, I want to tell you, I think you have to have 2 aspects to this. One is to have the mindfulness to listen to employees, be open, have a dialogue with employees, and check out what are their expectations. And number 2 is how do you encourage them to bring their authentic self to work, right? At Genesys India, we have many employee forums wherein employees can talk to us, voice out their opinions. There are skip level discussions, coffee sessions, there are town hall meetings, there are surveys like employee satisfaction surveys, pulse surveys, HR connects, voice of employees. We also believe that our managers and employees can drive solutions by collaborating within themselves. So we have most of our initiatives which are employee-led. And I think what helps in retention is also the fact that if you have a career path or a talent framework which supports their aspiration, any employee would want to grow and be in our organization for a long time. I think I give it to our learning and development initiatives where we are very proactive in cross-skilling and reskilling employees. We also have an early warning attrition tracker. We do not wait for someone to resign, right? We are very proactive in checking out our top talent. We do constant engagement and conversations with our employees by means of a sync conversation to understand what is their development aspiration. I think that has helped employees to open up to us, to talk to us about what's their career aspiration, and to also help themselves attain that goal. So I think it's very important for organizations to have that open dialogue to ensure that they win the trust and loyalty of employees. I think that's becoming very important. Our initiatives are employee-led and driven by the heart, right? And our total rewards package is catered to more personalized benefits, long-term rewards, which help ensure that we retain top talent. Those are some of the points that come to my mind, Supriti.
Lovely. I think taking care of your employee is what exactly organizations are looking at, and they are finding ways and means to do it. And having an open dialogue, as you mentioned, is one of the important steps that organizations can look at. Now I'm going to ask the most important question that I'm sure our audience will be very curious to know about is the tech skills. When we look at various skills in demand, as you were speaking, what tech skill as well as soft skills will be in demand in 2023, especially when we look at the year.
Yeah, that's a lovely question, Sukriti. I think the tech skills which are much in demand are with regard to AI, ML, cloud computing technologies. We are also seeing bot technologies coming into play. Some of these emerging technologies are the hardcore technical skills which will require. But what's more important and what's getting more prominence is the soft skills part, right? Because with the hybrid workforce, there is a need for employees to be spoken to very constantly. And I think it's important to have soft skills like communication skills. Conflict resolution is one important skill, I would say, which is requiring a lot of attention nowadays. Soft skills are gaining a lot of prominence in the current scenario. I think it's extremely important to gain communication skills, to have skills around listening, because we often have to deal with a hybrid workforce, which is not closer to us, but scattered across different parts of the location. Empathy is one of the key skills leaders have to embrace in these tough times to manage our workforce. I would also say having a growth mindset is extremely important because you're dealing with a lot of changes and transformation. And I think embracing a growth mindset is equally important and the need of the hour, Sukriti.
Thank you, Divya. I think those are very important elements that at least the candidates as well as the organizations can look at when it comes to looking at and previewing the entire 2023. With this, we come to the end of our conversation. Thank you so much for being a part of this show with us, Divya. I'm so glad I had this conversation with you to actually highlight some important and critical elements that the market as well as the candidates can look at.
Thank you, Sukriti. It was a pleasure talking to you, and for better times ahead. And thank you so much for this opportunity.
Thank you, Divya. Folks, that was the Director of Human Resources India, Divya Sathyan from Genesys India. I will be back with another leader in another episode very soon. Till then, stay tuned to TechGig for all the latest tech updates.